Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the project. I see you guys paying attention to this thing, so here we go, episode 2. It's been a couple of days, we're into the next week and stuff's happening, and here we are. I got a whole table full of loose parts now, and they all came off that truck, and we are actively assessing where exactly we're at. It's always a treasure trove to see what we're gonna find when we open these things up, and oh boy, things escalated quickly. So as you can see, we got the windshield out. We got the fender off over here. This fender's in good shape, but I was trying to get to the inner fender because I got to replace the inner fender. It's got a bunch of fiberglass work that we want to make go away. Those are readily available and fairly cheap, so we're going to get one of those on order. Get the grill off, headlights, pulled back half the wiring harness. Looks like this was black at one point, so but it's very rusty, and yeah, so we'll take care of all that and get that treated. Over here we had some cracked body filler in the door and in the top of the fender, kind of here where you see this dark spot. There was some body filler in there and it was cracked, so I wanted to get that out of there and find out what was going on. Now I told you that the owners had this for 41 years. Well, I opened this thing up and he immediately got back to me and was like, yeah, I didn't know about that. I don't know, it wasn't me. So if you do the math, and I haven't, say 20, 40, 80s, 1978, this is 1972, so sometime in the late 70s or early 80s, this thing got hit in the side and bonded up and painted and fixed. And stereotypically, there's a bunch of corkscrew holes in this thing. What these holes are from is from the slide hammer, and I still have an old school slide hammer over here with the attachment on it, and I'll show you. So they take this thing right here, and they put that on the end of the slide hammer, and then jam it in the side of something, screw it in there, and then wham, pull that thing out. And do you think they bother to take the time to even weld the holes up? No, they don't. So yeah, so this fender is available through the aftermarket. Is it going to be the exact same fit as this one? Probably not. But does that matter, being as this thing's been wasted? No, it doesn't. So for the 2 hours that I would spend burning up that same money, I'm going to go ahead and order a fender, I think. So I'll get this fender off and then get with the client and figure out whether we want to just pop the other inner fender real quick while it's off and then just shoot everything, or whether we're still going to kind of see how this goes, because we are finding stuff. That's how it goes. So one of the things I tell the clients all the time is that, you know, this is kind of like when you get water damage in your house. You go to open the house up and you think, oh well, the sheetrock's just rotten. No big deal, we'll just pop the sheetrock off of there, pull the cabinet out, pop the sheetrock off, throw a piece of sheetrock back up. Well, then you take the sheetrock off and the studs are rotten, and the footer is rotten, and the flooring is rotten, and you pull the flooring up and the jousts are rotten, and now you're pulling siding, and oh my gosh, you never know that until you pull that sheetrock off of there. Well, that's kind of the case with the side of this truck and the rust. We knew about some of it, right, but not all of it to the extent. And there's actually another hole back here you haven't seen. There's one right up there in the middle of the back of the roof. What do you do at this point? You know, when you open your house up and you take a sheetrock off and you see all that moldy, rotten wood in there, do you stop? Drop back down a punt? That's the same same situation we get presented with these old cars and old trucks and old restorations. So I know what the answer is, and it's going to be a tough one, you know, but you guys are all able to read between the lines on that one. So we're just going to keep trudging along. I'm going to make the decision today. Really the correct and true and right way to do this would be to take the whole roof off down to the seam, and then get to the under skin and treat that, and then put a new skin back on it. Obviously, you know, can process how extensive of work that's going to be and how many hours that might rack up. So I think I might be able to save this. So I'm thinking about just cutting this open and leaving this body ridge right here along the roof. And once I cut it, it's going to want to pop maybe, and so I'm going to have to really pay attention to how this is all shaped. But similar to the back window of the Buick, if you guys go back on the Facebook page or in the YouTube videos, you can see where this one got sectioned around the rear window kind of in a similar fashion. So it's got like a piece here like this, and a piece, and then another piece, and then a corner, and I still got a couple more to do over here. So I'm kind of thinking about getting down in here and popping the spot welds in the bottom of it where these two come together. This piece is the bottom where you see this come out and fold up, and then the spot welds are in here for this top piece that's a stamped piece. I think, kind of feeling like that I can probably fix this. So I get it open and then try to treat back in here as much as I could, brush all that stuff back in there, rust treatment, encapsulation, try to kill all that, keep it from coming back. Obviously it doesn't get all the way up into all the surfaces of it, so you really got to keep it dry and, you know, do your best due diligence in the future going forward at taking care of it. Otherwise, like I said, the right way to do it is just pop the whole roof and do it. But that opens a whole nother can of worms. So anyway, I think that's kind of the direction we're going to go. I got one little hole under here, but I think got enough meat left. I can clean all this up and weld that one and grind it, and then treat all this stuff. And the rest of the windshield frame seems to be okay. There might be a little something down there to take care of, but we'll be okay with that. This door didn't have any filler cracks in it anywhere, so I'm hoping that that's still the factory sheet metal. Door panels are off of it, handles, locks, all that stuff came out, and there's the original door panels and kick plates. We'll get the vinyl floor out. There is a spot here that's kind of suspect, as you can see. So that's next on the agenda. Tailgate's off. I got the tailgate unbolted, got the trim off of it, got most of the trim off the whole truck. A couple of spots up there of filler from when they painted the cab the first time. And then we started kind of cleaning all this junk out so we can get down to the, we can get down to this rust underneath it, because if we leave that, we'll never get down to the rust underneath it, and then it'll just be a matter of months and it'll lift. So we're gonna try and get all that stuff cleaned out. There'll be a big batch of wire wheeling in the seam, and rust treating, and getting the door jambs all cleaned out. And see, it was leaking in here, so I've already cleaned this out on the other side, but we gotta clean all this stuff out. And we just got some cleaning and some scraping and some going, and this is a lot of that icky, dirty elbow grease crap by hand, manual scraping and sanding that not a lot of people like to do, and because it's hard, it takes a long time, it's tough, it's tedious, you have to have patience. But if you don't do it, you end up with less stuff in the future. And when they get done here, as long as you take care of them, and when they get done here, as long as you take care of them and you do your due diligence, like I was saying, at keeping them, stored the way they're supposed to be stored and used the way they're supposed to be used, they'll last a lifetime if that's what your intent is. This one I think is going to be more of a driver and more of a user. So, and it's a pick 'em up truck, so it's not like it's going to be super show quality. It's driver quality restoration. So anyway, I'm gonna grab some tools and we'll fire this thing up and we'll get after her. Appreciate you guys following the project. Looks like there's some pretty good excitement about this one, so thank you guys much. Make sure you leave me a comment, drop me a like or subscribe. I'll be sure to update you guys and keep you in the loop. Thanks so much for being here. Well, should we see what the floor pan looks like? I got a sneak preview. Great. Oh, that smells good. Yeah. Well, this side is actually a little bit better. Than this side. Oh shit. Okay. It's like a box of chocolates.